An operation on the Kapiti coast nets a truckload of illegal power.
I'd say, on the face of it, you've got probably a few more than 10 in there.
In Tiano, police launch a search and rescue operation for a missing cray boat.
Hang on, they've found the rest of the hull floating.
And the Coast Guard deal with sinking runabouts.
Work out how many people are in the water first.
And medical emergencies. In Wellington, fishery officers are setting out on an operation targeting power poachers on the Kapiti coast.
So we've got a couple of crunch teams hanging around Titai Bay at each end, and we've got guys out on the hills. We'll be keeping an eye on activity on the beaches. So if they see anything untoward, when those people come out, they'll be stopped and inspected.
The intercept team of Aaron and Andy are checking on an area in Titahi Bay that has been overfished in recent years.
Remember the last time I seen illegal power coming out here? There's a couple of people down on the rocks there. Yeah.
Spotting a group who look like they have power, Aaron is keen to check on their catch.
How's it, mate?
Sorry, bump.
Get a few powers.
Yeah, I'm trying to measure them up now.
You haven't measured them?
No.
So these ones here, they're both taken by both you fellas?
Oh, few, isn't it?
Yep. And the powers for measuring of any seafood here is pretty much, you do it down there.
Yeah, because
in the water.
In the water it looks massive, but then when we came out, this was like...
Yeah. But what I'm saying is they're going to be measured and returned like down there. You can't bring them up to your car. Can't you? Get changed, no. Yeah.
With no idea about the rules for gathering power, it's not surprising these guys have got it wrong.
Obviously, on the face of it, there's a lot of little ones in here.
Yeah.
So it's not really that flash.
Yeah.
We've actually come up with it. And I mean, I don't even have to measure these ones. I can tell that they're undersized.
In Tiano, police have launched a search and rescue operation. The commercial cray fishing vessel, the KC, had been working its pots off the Doubtful Sound coastline and has been missing for 2 days.
The weather was described as unfavourable. We had 35-knot winds and the swell went from anywhere between 2.5 up to 6.9 metres, so it was extremely rough. And this morning we've located some wreckage and we've recently had that identified as coming from the KC, the missing vessel. So our search patterns have been working around that particular site where the wreckage was located, but we're also looking at a wider area as well.
A number of helicopters, local fishing boats and search and rescue ground crews have joined the search. They have located the boat's crushed bow well above the high tide mark.
We still hold hope for the 2 people that are missing. They're 2 local experienced fishermen, and until we can get further evidence, the search will continue.
There's debris being found between those points.
Between those points, right.
If you can log those in, they haven't specified exactly what's been found, but they're starting to pick up a debris trail there.
Hang on, they've found the rest of the hull floating.
Oh, they have? Yes.
Nori Tianao Police, can we get some coordinates for that piece of hull, over?
16 kilometres out to sea, members of the search and rescue team have found the hull of the vessel. While the aim is to find the 2 crewmen, the rescue team know the hull may contain key clues. So the following day, the KC's hull is put under tow and the Police National Dive Squad has been brought in to investigate.
We'll go and inspect the portion of the vessel that they're towing in. Hopefully the guys are holed up sitting on the beach, maybe a bit cold and that. That'll be the best outcome for everyone.
On the Hauraki Gulf, the trained Coast Guard volunteers on Lion Foundation Rescue are rushing to the aid of 2 kayakers.
The last 15 minutes has seen the wind change from being below 12 knots, and currently it's blowing at about 25 knots, so there's been quite a wind shift.
They arrived to find the kayakers struggling in the choppy sea. The Fuller's ferry has had to stop to protect them from the elements.
I mean, they're only 250 metres offshore, but it's far enough offshore to get yourself into trouble. Hey, fellas, we'll take you on board, eh?
Both are looking wet and cold, yet they're determined to make it to the wharf at Rangitoto Island. The only thing Roger and the other volunteers can do is shadow them.
What we're going to do is we'll follow them into the wharf. We'll try and talk a little bit of sense into them. Once you get over about 15 knots out here, it's no place for a kayak, let alone to sit on. Hey guys, we'll tie up alongside here, on the inside of the wharf here.
With the kayakers safely on land, the crew try to convince them that the sensible thing to do is to take a boat back to the mainland. But the kayakers have other ideas.
We had the inexperienced paddler in the kayak without the buoyancy.
Yes.
So that was the main problem for going back across. He'll be paddling, the other one is enclosed, so it's fully flotational.
Are you 100% confident that you're in no danger?
Yeah, 100%.
Can I just get back to...
The kayakers decide to take Coast Guard's advice and stay on the island to ride out the storm.
There's a ferry about 3:15 this afternoon, and they've agreed that if the wind is, if there's any sign of white caps, which is sort of below 15 knots, more like 12 knots, then they've agreed to catch the ferry back.
But it appears the southern squall has caused more chaos out on the harbour as a call comes in about a sinking vessel.
Within a minute of departing Rangitoto Wharf, we've now got 4 people in the water up at the by Half Moon Bay, up the Tamaki Rivers. Okay, hold tight. Okay, ready to recover people, please?
Flash and hopefully once they get
The crew arrive to find a 14-foot runabout fully submerged.
Work out how many people are in the water first.
As they approach the sinking vessel, there's no sign of anyone on board. On the Kapiti coast, fishery officers have just stopped 2 men with excess and undersized Paua.
They've come out, they've taken the catch up above the high tide line, which is where they're legally obligated to measure it. And because they've got 34 Paua among the 2 of them, they're in excess as well as having undersize among them.
Despite being caught in the act, these guys don't seem to care about their actions and try to salvage something from their day.
Got another knife in your truck?
There's plastic things.
Yeah, I lost mine the other week. Yep. Can I get a free ban one day?
A free what?
Ban.
He may have gotten a free knife, but an offence has been committed, and there is a huge cost for taking excess and undersized Paua.
No more poaching for a while now. Just getting too many fines and can't pay us, so yeah. Probably this will be the last time you'll probably see me around here poaching. Hopefully, so yeah.
Both men had to pay a $500 fine. Hopefully, it will be their last.
Those are the sort of guys that just come again
and again. They just feel that rules just don't apply to them. Yeah, they're among the most frustrating people.
Either that or they just seem to think they won't get caught.
Up on the hill, the surveillance team has spotted 2 more groups. Unaware they are being watched, they take what is believed to be well over their daily limit.
I've got a couple of dudes over this side who've got some shucking Paua, and one guy with about 30 Paua on his own as well, which we'll get some checks on the way out.
Roger.
As Craig keeps a watchful eye on the suspected poacher, the other group are en route to an unscheduled meeting with the intercept team.
Group is just getting to the car now. Yeah, vehicle's leaving now, mate. Yeah, they've definitely got shucking Paua.
Okay, boy. Bit of pace about you, man.
There we go. Right there.
Yep. Well, we're just with Ministry of Fisheries. Just get you to pull over there. Quick chat.
In the doubtful sound, the Police National Dive Squad is investigating a piece of the hull from the stricken cray boat, the KC. Divers photograph the wreckage from every angle, searching for clues to what may have happened.
Essentially what you've got is the remains of the hull, probably from behind the cabin. Looks like the engine itself has come out through the bottom of the hull. Inside it's very clean and empty. Extensive damage where it's been rolled along the seabed, but unfortunately there's nothing there obviously to indicate to us what's happened.
Out at sea, the search intensifies as volunteer fishing boats scan the horizon for the KC's lifeboat and its 2 crewmen. But all they find is more debris. And on land, police search teams try and make sense of what debris has been found.
Leave them there, I'll have a wee squiz and then... The emergency locator beacon was found washed ashore just in the vicinity of the the bow portion of the boat, which was washed up at Rocky Point, which is where we believe the vessel was operating around the time. And the bladder was found not too far north of that location, washed up on the beach.
After 2 days of intensive searching, day 3 dawns, and hope is beginning to fade for the 2 missing fishermen.
Is there anything else from that aerial search that we missed out there?
It's probably more significant what we haven't found, and that would be the dinghy itself. There's a number of possibilities there, but possibly still strapped to the roof. There might be some other ideas on that.
The search team heads out once again.
We're just going to put a couple of ground crews in, north and south of where we found that wreckage at Secretary. A couple of machines are going to run the coastline from Doubtful Sound up to just short of George, have a look at the drift lines and just do another coastal search. So, we'll just see how we go.
Despite all best efforts, the search and rescue team were unable to locate the missing fishermen. In Auckland, Coastguard volunteers are responding to a sinking runabout at the mouth of the Tamaki River.
Work out how many people are in the water first.
On arrival, the occupants are nowhere to be found.
Guys, can we communicate with the people on the boat on the port side?
Coastguard skipper Roger notices a boat with a number of extremely wet passengers on board.
Are all the people okay?
Fortunately, all those on board the stricken vessel seem to have been picked up by passers-by. But the half-submerged boat is in the middle of an extremely busy channel, so Coastguard need to attach a tow line to get it back to shore.
One of our guys is an extremely competent swimmer. We're just going to get him in the water in a second, and he's going to put a line on the front of this boat.
The sunken boat skipper William explains how things went so wrong.
The water just come right in the back and start filling up the boat. But lucky no one's hurt. I don't really worry about the boat. I was worried about all my mates and that, my father-in-law and the boat. I told him it won't sink. It's got polystyrene in it. So.
All clear?
Okay, I'm on board.
William's day isn't about to get any better as he remembers there was a very important item on his submerged boat.
My battery's in there. The car battery, I took a spare one. No, just in case it goes flat.
Back at the wharf, William's new boat is rid of its unwelcome load. And there's good news on the car front too.
That luckily is a dry cell battery, but it was swamped, so we're going to have to now go and just make sure that we can get his car going so that we can get his trailer down here to get him out of the water.
Finally, William's positive outlook on a bad situation has paid off as he arrives with car and trailer.
Go home and slap the boat. Change the colour. I should have named it Unsinkable.
But the job's not over yet for Coastguard's volunteers. And with one final push, a rather wet boat is finally on dry land. On the Waitemata Harbour, the volunteer Coastguard crew of North Shore Rescue are rushing to the aid of a woman suffering from seizures while out sailing.
Guys, keep an eye out for the vessel. We're looking out for a 10-metre pale yellow yacht. Yeah, hold this course, Liam. Power-driven vessel.
The crew arrive to find the woman having a serious epileptic episode.
Obviously, it suffers from seizures reasonably frequently.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
The patient is dehydrated and half conscious. It's a nervous wait for one of the young crewmen.
She's got to take her meds and then she's fine. She has them, she can get.
The patient has never had a seizure like this before.
When was the most recent actual seizure activity? When did she last have a fit?
That was probably, could have been half an hour ago, yeah.
About half an hour ago?
Oh, yes, yeah. Even less, I think, yeah.
Okay.
By an incredible stroke of luck, 3 doctors out fishing have heard the distress call over marine radio and raced over to see if they could help. At the same time, another Coastguard vessel arrives.
Right, so you're all 3 of you doctors? Mate, not bad. Well, how's my luck today?
One of the doctors scrambles across to assess the woman. All the support is a relief for the patient's father.
I have had experience with this, and they were going on too long, so I thought better
calling some help now.
The Coast Guard volunteers transfer the patient to their waiting vessel, but suddenly she appears distressed. On the Kapiti coast, fishery officers Aaron and Andy have just pulled over a family suspected of taking too many paua.
How are you, sir? Just have a quick look. And... So what'd you get today anyway? Like kinners, pauas. Do you know how many you got in here? Didn't count them? Nah. Have you, did you bring the shells up as well or nah? Nah, okay. Shells while I was diving. Ah, okay. So were they measured before you shelled them or no?
Yeah, a couple were measured. No, see if we need to see through for what.
Okay. Is it hard to find the legal size ones? Like not many?
Like going out deep, eh? What's in these?
Being scared of what's hiding in the water is no excuse for taking undersized paua.
You're the only one that went diving, is that fair to say? Okay.
And a further check reveals that's not the only issue.
But I'd say you got a few too many there. How many pauas you got there, Andy?
42.
Okay.
All up, our man is blatantly 4 times over the legal limit, and unsurprisingly, most are undersized.
Trying to get away from port too, huh?
Oh, yeah, I know, mate. But yeah, you got the paua measurer there. I mean, all I can say to you is please just take 10 and take the right size ones.
He was fined $1,500 for taking excess and undersized paua. A call comes in that the lone poacher is now on the move.
Another person coming up this way who believes probably been up to no good as well.
And Andy and Aaron race to intercept him.
Hi there, how are you?
How are you, mate?
Just with the fisheries, just going to do a routine inspection of people coming out of treatment plant.
Do you know how many pauas or whatever else you got?
No, I'm not too,
Don't know?
too sure.
Okay. Do you know how many you're allowed to take?
It's 10.
Have you got 10 or...?
Yeah, we might be a little bit over.
The man seems unaware of how many paua he has, but surveillance officers have reported 10 seems unlikely.
It's going to have a bit of a count up. Okay. I'd say on the face of it, you've got probably a few more than 10 in there. So, any reason for that?
Oh, I'm feeding farming family.
But taking too many paua to feed the family is only one of the issues with this catch.
Some aren't really the right size, I know that.
Just had a count of all the paua that was in the bag, and there was a total of 43, and only 3 of those went above the 125mm mark. So the majority of the catches well and truly undersized.
I'm a bit upset because I can't feed all the farmers.
Well, okay, well, yeah, that's cool. We encourage people to go and get a feed, but stick within the rules, you know. Get the right size, get the right amount.
Tell you now, I'm not a paua poacher.
I'm not, and no one's saying that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
The man is in possession of undersized paua and over 4 times the legal limit. He received 100 hours community service. Aaron and Andy returned the paua to the sea. Coast Guard volunteers are transferring a patient who's suffering seizures. But suddenly she appears distressed.
Really is 6 of 1.
With the patient in and out of consciousness, the Coast Guard crew has radioed for an ambulance to meet them at shore.
We're aboard the vessel Hibiscus 2. It's a sea legs vessel, which means it's got wheels. It's a New Zealand invention and can drive right up the beach. And we find it incredibly useful when we're dealing with medical situations. We can get to an ambulance wherever they might be. So we're on our way into Army Bay in Whangaparoa, and we'll get our patient some help. Got to be North Shore clear and further to follow.
With the patient's condition still uncertain, the amphibious craft's door-to-door service means no time is wasted getting her to a waiting ambulance.
On my mark, guys, prepare to lift. Lift.
So Linda's currently quite dehydrated, so we're going to take her down to North Shore Hospital. We're going to rehydrate her on the way. Hopefully she'll feel a little bit better by the time we get to hospital.
While the patient remembers little from the incident, she made a full recovery thanks to Coast Guard.